Hey, welcome to Settled on the Field. We're here live with Jebber and LIZ group coming at you. How you guys doing?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
All right. You guys see anything controversial this weekend?
Maybe my guy Filipowski getting ran over by the entire Wake Forest student body.
Yeah. Court storming is becoming quite a thing, right? You got Caitlin Clark getting run over, flopping, whatever the case is there. Obviously, they tried to say someone's going to get injured. Someone's going to get injured. And what do you know? Less than like a week later, it happens. I think it's pretty ridiculous. Do you think they could stop it?
I don't know that you
I
can
don't know.
completely 100% stop it, but it, they need to do something. I mean, I saw commentary on it today where they said maybe they have a clock that gives them 30 seconds to get off the court, and then you can come on, so the other team has a chance.
Is that
But
taking away the thrill of
The
it?
whole
Like, we
point.
know you're going to do it, and we're giving you 30
right.
seconds. But also, I guess the question is, does it happen too often now?
It's
Are we
way too
storming the
often.
court in appropriate
St-
times?
you got a number 7 team storming the court when they beat like a number 5 team. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right. It's
If
like, I
if
get
there
it, it's
was
fun.
if there was
But
an established like okay, it's a number 1 team or your team is a lower division beating a team or you won a championship. I mean, I was a student. I stormed the field at Ball State. They won the 1996 MAC championship game. It was the championship game. Went on the field, tore down a goalpost. That wasn't me. That goalpost was coming at it with like 30 people. You better get out of the way because it's going to knock you down. It's dangerous. But hey, it was fun. I was on the team the next year, and we didn't have any field goal posts getting tore down. But I don't think they should be storming the court for no reason. First of all, that'd be my first thing.
right. The first thing is, let's be appropriate when we storm the court if we're going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know about the 30-second countdown, but yeah, I don't know how you prevent injuries that way, though.
Did you hear Jay Billis's answer? He said, next time it happens, let him do it. And then surround him and say, like it's Goodfellas. Now you can't leave. And you're all arrested. And you all have to pay a fine. And then, post that and see how many storms the courts happen after that. But
Yeah, they could just lock the gates and lock everybody in there. You got to come out one at a time and get your ticket. But I don't know. It's like crying wolf. Don't do it too often. That takes away from the fun.
yeah,
I agree,
exactly.
but it's a different school every time, so like you can't.
Right, that's true. It's
This
not
school's
like
biggest win compared to this school's biggest win. I mean, pretty much if you beat Duke in basketball, you're going to storm the court. It seems like it happens. They lose 5 games a year.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
want to get on
You're
that.
right.
You want to get on that specific court as well. That's like a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
Well, yep, it is an issue. You don't want people getting injured. You definitely don't want your best player getting injured because of it. So, got it.
Speaking of best players getting injured, anyone tune into the Indiana girls state championships this weekend?
Well,
4 great games played this weekend down in what's the field house?
He says the
Pa-
field house.
Bainbridge
Pacers,
Field
Gainbridge, yeah.
Stadium. I heard Tyrese Halliburton was there representing, so
Oh
that
yeah,
was a nice
Saw that.
Tyrese
nice
action.
All right, so you can
But
see
yeah,
if you're following along on YouTube, you might be able to see the list we have up. But let's see. We'll start off with 1A. Those Lanesville Eagles who finished the season 29-1. Beat the Marquette Catholic Blazers, who were 24-5. They beat them 51-43. This game was close at halftime. Lanesville comes out and only scores 4 in the third. Their best player was injured there, but then in the fourth quarter they doubled up Marquette Catholic 20-10 to win their second straight title for 1A. So congrats to the Lanesville Eagles, your second straight girls basketball championship title.
and we do feel
And
bad for Hadley Crozier, who had a knee injury after that first quarter, and you could tell she was just crushed that she didn't get to keep playing. But Hadley, you took him there, you got him there, so It's
Yeah,
nice.
and
You
that's
have
just
your team. You gotta have a good team around you. So
exactly shows teamwork. Your best player
Yep.
goes down, and the other group steps up. That's awesome.
Lanesville has 4 girls that average double figures, and Shelby Allen went for 20 points and 7 boards in the win. And we also got to give a shout out to Lanaya Davis, who had 16 and 12 in the loss for Marquette Catholic. So very good effort out of her.
Solid performance.
And also want to give a shout out to Ava Kern, who was the Mental Attitude Award winner in 1A.
There you go. Nice.
nice.
All right. So for the 2A, we had Fort Wayne Bishop Lures Knights. They score 44 against Brownstown Central Braves 36. This is a little bit different as Lanesville won their second straight, but Fort Wayne Bishop, that's their 7th championship. It ties the record for the most championships for girls. It's pretty impressive. They ended up their season 20-6. They downed Brownstown, who was 21-9. Pretty solid record throughout. Similar thing here. Brownstown was up at the half, and then Bishop Lures come out and outpaced them 29-12 in the second half for that comeback. So congrats to the Fort Wayne Bishop Lures Knights.
Awesome. Kelsey Schreiner was a Mental Attitude Award winner, and Miley Warning had 17 points and 10 rebounds, so she had a double-double. And Addie Shank and Annika Davis, who were the big duo for Lures, weren't they kind of had to rely on Miley this game. So again, team. Can't do it single-handedly.
Nope. And then 3A, those Gibson Southern Titans. This was an old classic barn burner down to the wire. They won 63-60 against the Norwell Knights. Norwell was 23-5 on the season. Gibson Southern 26-4. At a halftime, it was 36-26. Okay, Norwell was down by 10, but they clawed back. They outscored them 34-27. Actually, in the second half, came in to the last shot, and their last shot was a 3-pointer, rimmed and out. So those Gibson Southern Titans take the crown. 3A champions. Congrats.
Ooh, that hurts.
Allie Malone was the Patricia Roy Mental Attitude Award winner for 3A.
All right, and then to wrap this up in 4A, we had, for the first time ever, Lawrence Central Bears, who finished the season of impressive 30-1 with 30 wins, defeated Lake Central Indians, who were 27-5. They beat them 55-25. And one of the most impressive stats I've seen in those 7 tournament games, the Lawrence Central Bears outscored their opponents with a combined score of 404-243, nearly doubling up their opponents in just 7 games. That's impressive. Way to go, Lady Bears.
And hey, I got to give a shout out to my girl, Anaya McKenzie, 12 points, 9 rebounds. They were saying her name right all night on Friday as she had a dominant performance. And Jalea Lampley dropped 19 in the win as well.
Did you know that they only have 2 seniors on their team? And pretty much the entire group is back. And they're looking forward, and I saw several of their comments after the games and in newspapers or articles, etc., that said, we're just getting started. So look out for that squad to come back next year as well.
Hey, and shout out to Lake Central's Kennedy Burks. She was the award winner for the Patricia Roy Mental Attitude Award. So in defeat, she took home some hardware, and congratulations to all the Indiana high school girls basketball players throughout the entire state. We're talking about the champions, but I mean, I know my niece is over here just down the street, getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go practice before school. The season's 300 days away, and she's already out there working on her craft. So something to be proud of for all these girls across the whole state.
Hey, this is Krub, just reminding you to stay tuned for upcoming walk-on workouts and other micro challenges. Follow us on settledonthefield.com. You can find us on TikTok, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, the gram. And remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check us out on Substack. I'm going to see you out on the field. Better yet, we're going to settle it on the field. Settleonthefield.com. Hashtag. Follow that at wow, wow.
Awesome. We are going to move on. I'm going to give you a little info on the boys swimming and diving winners this past weekend. And would you believe it? Carmel wins their 10th consecutive state championship. Carmel brings it home, and Penn came in second, just like the ladies. It was a Carmel first place, Penn second place. Carmel had a whopping 409 points to Penn's 165 points. So,
wow, that's pretty solid finish there.
Pretty much dominant in this sport, but let's talk about a little bit how you get those points, because it's kind of similar: swimming, track, wrestling. How does one team win? So we kind of talked about this in wrestling, where you don't necessarily have to get first place in every single event, but if you get first place and third place and seventh place, you're racking up points for all of those different wins. So first through eighth on the podium gets points. So Carmel, just a handful of the of the events that they won. They came in first in the 200-yard medley relay. They also came in first in the 200-yard freestyle relay. They also came in first in the 500-yard freestyle, and Greg Enoch from Carmel won that particular race. In the 200-yard medley relay, Riley came in second, and Penn came in third. So there was a good, strong standing from those South Bend schools. We also had Chris Bartness from Riley came in first in the 100-yard breaststroke. So Riley was making a great stand. They had their coach was the swim coach of the year this year from Riley, and
John Vanderdressy.
John Van Drescher. Well, we're not sure of how to say his name, but Fran Drescher, she might know. I don't know. But I did want to give a few shout outs to Matthew Kling from Harrison, which is in West Lafayette. He came in first in the boys' 50-yard freestyle. The state record for that race is 19.38 by another Carmel grad, Drew Kibler. And Matthew was able to finish that race in 19.45 seconds. So he's just, again, these sports where you're just like a third of a second is just, it's just so like.
That's moving though. That's cutting through the water.
You are moving. And I do want to give a shout out to Stokes Knight of Perry Meridian. He came in 14th in the 50-yard freestyle. He actually broke the school record with a 20.85 in the 50-yard freestyle during sectionals. And his sister also broke the 50-yard freestyle school record during the girls' swim sectionals. So they are a swimming family.
Yeah. You imagine that pool in the summertime? There'd be competition out there.
I'm sure they are.
Strokes night.
Yeah, that's right. You're right. Strokes night. And I'm not sure exactly where he's going to school, but I know Cincinnati was on his radar for swimming. And another shout out I got to give to my boy Mason Gilliam of Avon. He came in 7th with a time of 4:40 in the 500-yard freestyle. And his team had some great standings. They came in 9th as well in the relay. So a lot of great swimming and diving happening down natatorium. I've always wanted to go to the IU natatorium, and I didn't get to go, but I'm looking forward to it.
Man, I'm just thinking about that 500-meter freestyle in 4 minutes and 40 seconds. That's just working your body.
That is a rough.
Yeah.
That's a rough swim.
Whew.
I think that the butterfly might be, in my opinion, the hardest swim. That's now. I don't think I don't think they do the butterfly for 500 yards though, because that would be rough. That would be too rough. I think they've got 100-yard butterfly is enough. It's enough for them.
Yeah, when you
So,
see them
great
come,
job.
when you see those Olympians come out of the water doing the butterfly, I mean that's really impressive.
So great job to all the boys champions this weekend. And if you came in second, you're behind by about 0.2 seconds. Don't worry about that. So let's
All right.
take it on over to hockey state finals, which are starting to wrap up.
Yep. So they settled it on the rink a little bit this week. Past weekend in South Bend and Fort Wayne hosted the Indiana High School Hockey State Championships. They've narrowed the fields down to the final 2 teams in each class. Hockey's unique in the fact that every year they seed the teams in different classes, 4 through 1, 4 being the highest. So the Indiana High School Hockey Association, they go through and they look at what each team does every year. So one year you may be 3A, one year 2A. But then they also seed it. So it's 1 through 8 in each division. And I think we need to give some credit to the Indiana High School Hockey Association because they nailed it. We're talking.
I think that's
ones and twos.
Great. Yeah, we're talking state champions next weekend, this coming weekend, March 2nd at the Icebox Rink 1. So one of the classic old barns in Indiana we've talked about before. The 1A state championship, number 1 Homestead and number 2 Westfield. Homestead but beat the Penn prep team, and Westfield beat the St. Joe prep team. So 2 very good prep level teams that were playing in the 1A state championship, but Homestead and Westfield were able to take care of business. 2A, 12:30 p.m., Icebox Rink 1, Fort Wayne Vipers and Columbus. Again, 1 versus 2. Both teams played really well this past weekend down in Fort Wayne, and we kind of had them on our radar as going that far. They were the class of that competition. 3A was up here in South Bend at the Icebox, and Leo actually was the number 1 seed. They lost in the first round to the number 8 seed, and LSJ also lost in the first round to the number 7 seed. So they had to battle their way back through the losers bracket. Leo knocked off our Adams Eagles 3-0. One was an empty netter, but Adams played great. A lot of great effort out of those boys.
Yeah, any goalie that can hold that Adams team to a shut is doing their thing.
Yeah, he's the Team Indiana 18U goalie, so amazing effort by him. LSJ, man, they scored a goal in overtime to knock out Bishop Knoll. The LSJ guy shot the puck. It bounced off the Knoll goalie, and the defenseman was just coming back in front of the net to clean things up, and the puck hit him right off his skate and into the net, man. Just a heartbreaking loss, man. And I'll tell you, I got a little teary-eyed even just watching our Adams captains go off the ice for the last time. You know, they got to that door and stopped and looked back at the rink and just gave it a little stick tap. And, man, just tugged on your heartstrings. Liz, you saw that this fall with your son, so I know that was...
It's very hard. It's so hard to watch that. It's like a bittersweet moment, yes.
It is. And, I mean, just like we talked about with the girls' basketball and the swimmers. I mean, swimmers get up every day. They're usually one of those before school practice groups, and they put their heart and soul into this, and this is the last time they're playing a competitive game, you know? It's exciting.
Yeah. Anytime could be your last, but then when it's that actual last game, hopefully you have that chance to think about it. Hopefully these swimmers are going to get at least a day or two to sleep in.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't a swimmer. I couldn't get up early enough. Those
And
hockey
then
kids get up early tw don't they? You
Oh
guys
yeah.
have
I
morning
that's
hockey
yeah, some
practice?
do nowadays. I think it's a little more evening time, but
Okay.
a little more rink. There's a lot more ice around than there used to be. But the 4A state championship, and we talked about Culver A. They were the cream of the crop in 4A. They had won 7 straight Indiana hockey championships in the 4A. They lost to Evansville in the second round, is what you call it, and so they had to go to the losers bracket. And in the losers bracket, they had to play Zionsville, who was also in the losers bracket, and Zionsville was able to beat them, um, beat Culver. So the two teams that were able to beat Culver in the playoffs are now playing for the state championship. So Evansville is the 4 seed, and Zionsville is the 2 seed in the 4A state championship.
That's a long road for Evansville to come all the way up to the ice box there on Walnut to face Zionsville, but that should be a great matchup for the last
Yep.
one.
It is a
Evansville,
long ride.
they had a bus that brought them up there and drove them around all weekend, and now they went back down for a few days of school and then right back up here next weekend.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh man, that is quite the trip.
so March 2nd at the Icebox, Indiana High School State Championships. It's going to be a thing of beauty. Someone's going to bury one to win it and settle it on the ice.
Hey, I'm looking forward to
Awesome.
put some footage out there for us so we can see it.
Who has that game? Anybody have that broadcast?
So I don't know. I don't know who would be streaming those games. So there's a thing called Live Barn. So
Yeah.
somebody's going to be a Live Barn legend after this weekend. Most people, it's not brought. It's just a live feed. It's not
Yeah.
anyone commentating. So
Might be you.
maybe. But so in honor of the hockey state championship, let's move on to the rule of the day.
All right, let me get my rule book.
Get your rule books out.
I got
So
mine.
today we're talking Rule 609, cross-checking. Cross-checking is the action of using the shaft of your stick between the two hands to forcefully check an opponent with no portion of the stick on the ice. So we got a little video here for you. Typically, cross-checking is just a minor penalty, 2 minutes, but they can be called for a major if they're recklessly endangering an opponent. So in this video, you'll see the player here. It plays through once, I believe, and then the player in red along the boards.
He's got his hockey stick up.
So you're going to see it here one more time. Yeah, they show you who to watch.
That's the action right there.
Yeah. So you can see that his stick's up off the ice. He does give him a couple good push here and there.
Are they thinking they're getting away with this? Like, they know this is a rule, right?
Yeah, so I think what happens is they're in the action and they just get their stick off the ice, and you already have two hands on your stick as a hockey player. So once you bring that stick off the ice and use your stick to lead into the player, that's when you get kind of that's what the ref's looking for, is the stick off the ice and both hands hitting them. There's been a real emphasis on keeping your stick on the ice. So you might have to hit them with one hand, stick on the ice. That doesn't look like too much compared to most hockey plays, but it definitely, he kept going after him with the stick, and so the ref had enough, and that's just a 2-minute penalty, and he goes, sits in the box and hopes his team can step up for him.
Is it more likely to be a major if you're going to someone's chest versus their back in the corner?
Well, you got to avoid the back. Checking from behind is a whole nother situation. But yeah, like if you come up in the chest or lead viciously with your stick, You'll see a lot of times they hit them and the stick's up, but they're not like leading out with both hands. So if you're not really extending your arms and you're just kind of coming in, not using the shaft of the stick, you might get away with it. But just one of those things you see a lot of called. The referee can just, simply call a cross check and kid goes to the box and there's not a whole lot of argument about it.
Makes
That's your
sense.
USA hockey rule of the day. 09 cross checking.
We'll have to see if there's any 609 in the state championships.
There will be plenty. Though, you know what? That's what's going to win it is the team that stays out of the box.
There
That's
you
a
go.
huge part of high school hockey.
That's good advice. Stay out of the box.
Stay out of the box.
Well, thank you for the rule of the day, Jebber. And
thank you, Liz. Let's hear about Beyond the Bench.
Beyond the Bench today. So I have been kind of mentioned this before. I'm giving you recruiting tips, and I'm trying to go somewhat in order. So sort of in order of how to begin and how to get to the next step. So we've talked about having a Twitter account. We've talked about keeping your grades up, having a good attitude, all of those things. Scheduling some camps for the summer is very important. And reaching out on Twitter is very important, or via email. And so what are you going to say to these coaches? I'm sure probably you've never talked to these guys before. You don't know what to even say. So something that's very important, whether you're sending an email or you're sending a DM on Twitter, is you need to introduce yourself. So on your email, the subject line of your email should not be hi or anything super generic. You are going to actually give a lot of information in the subject line of your email. You're going to say Jeb McNally, class of 2024, fullback, 6'2", 220 pounds. You're going to put all of that in your heading of your email, because it grabs their attention and it gets them to open it up. So your name, your position, the year you graduate, your height, your weight. You can put your GPA in there if you want. And it's because they want to know, okay, maybe I don't recruit the fullbacks, so I don't even care. I'm not going to even open this email. Or maybe...
Hopefully they forward it.
Hopefully they forward it to the proper. Good point. But you're going to do that in the subject line of your email. You're going to also do that in your Twitter DM that you send. So the first thing is, hello, Coach Smith. Make sure that you are definitely saying the actual name of the coach. Don't just say, hey, coach, and then copy and paste to every single coach. You want to use their full name. Put all of that information. So the good thing is you can copy and paste that. And then say something about the school. I have been watching Penn State football since I was 5 years old, and I have dreamt of going to this school. Any type of little tidbit that you can say about the school, even if that's not true. I'm really excited. Not saying lie, but you can say, I'm really excited about XYZ school because they have the major that I love. And I'm loving how you're leading your football team. Say something that is directed at the coach or about the school that's going to grab their attention and make them understand that you did do a little research about the school. And then put your film in the email or in the DM. So the biggest takeaways, your name, your grade, your height, your weight. You could put your 40 time, you could put your bench press, all those things that we've been talking about. You want to put all of that in there. And your film is obviously very important as well.
So Liz, it's really similar to a business email where you're trying to fish for business or try to get your foot in the door to meet the C-suite executive. Yes. And just, but you got to be firm with your, information right there in your heading, and then nice, short, sweet, but concise, and some information about their school, maybe about you. That's really great, really strong advice.
And you'll learn this, that this is the same as if you're sending out a resume. It is kind of like sending out a resume. If you send out a resume to somebody, you send them an email, you're going to say something about the company. So it is a good way. You're going to get used to doing this. It's a good way when you graduate from college and you're looking for your job, you're going to be doing a lot of this same stuff. That's a good point. So that is the tip of the day.
Awesome.
Very nice. I noticed you didn't say my NIL demand is 2.5 million or I won't play for you. I would think that if you're in that stratosphere of that probably will be coming your way, I would think you could save that for the next conversation or the fifth conversation and get in with the coach good before you start throwing out demands.
I would say that is likely true. I would also say if you're in that stratosphere, you're probably getting more emails sent to
coming
you
your way. Right.
Then you're not having to send as many emails. And fortunately, that is true. There are a lot of kids that, I don't want to say a lot. There are kids out there that don't have to do as much work because
that's true.
You know, they're blessed. Their film says it all. You know, that kind of thing. But yes, I would say hold your demands for at least the second meeting, even if you are that guy.
Well, Billy, tell us about our walk-on Warriors and what they need to do to get that NIL deal.
All right. I don't know if I can get you an NIL deal day one, but for the walk-on Warrior segment this week, I'm going to lead off with the walk-on shout-out, and that's from my guy Blake Smith, who's playing basketball at the University of Northwestern. I first saw him. I saw him in a game they were playing IU. They beat IU 76-72. Now IU's a whole nother story as they're slipping. But my man Blake Smith's stat line was 1-1-1-1. One free throw, one rebound, one steal, one assist. And he did this in 12 minutes off the bench against IU for the win. And you're not going to believe it when I tell you this, but when the next game they played Michigan, they also won. So think of that. Northwestern just beat IU in Michigan thanks to Blake Smith coming off the bench, 14 minutes, one rebound, 1 point, and one assist. Another solid line of contribution.
Come on, Blake. Hit
come on, Blake.
Throws, buddy.
Hey, Blake is the son of Larry and Vanessa Smith. And you might not know, but Larry was a walk-on basketball player at North Carolina. He was a teammate of Hubert Davis when he was there. And his sister plays soccer at Georgetown. So it's obviously a very athletic and gifted family. He's doing his thing, coming in, throwing out stat lines of ones. But the reason why, you're throwing him a little shout out is because, hey, you got to do your thing, okay? You've got to contribute. In order for you to be averaging 10 to 10, you might have to start off with 1-1. Just being there, taking care of your piece of the pie, and being ready when your chance comes. That's like a whole part of the battle for a walk-on. So great job to Blake Smith.
Great job, Blake Smith. That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see what he does come tournament time. We might see him and none of the IU players. So guys coming in with big NIL
I have a feeling
deals.
You might be correct.
Yeah, NIL deals and demanding to drop the chalupa, and you still can't get to the tournament. All right, so the walk-on Warrior workout of the week, just a recommendation is hopefully you've got access to a gym, and by a gym I'm thinking like the basketball gym, where you can run some stairs. If you can't get in the basketball gym, maybe you can get on that football field or get into the stadium. You can climb some stadium steps. Running stairs, running those steps. You've probably done it in practice before, but that's a great workout. It's great for your stamina. It's great for your foot speed. Guess what? You can't get in. You go down to Butler, and the fence is closed on you, and you can't get in. It seems like it's a big private university. Guess what? There's a curb right outside. You can get in some footwork on a curb. One step up, other foot up, right back down. Work on that foot speed. So that's your workout of the week. It's just working on your foot speed and working on those feet. Just get them chopping, get those legs in shape.
Let me tell you about some stairs, okay? I did the Spartan race, and we had to do the stairs in Notre Dame Stadium. up and down the stairs. Up and down, up and down, up and down. It was hot. It was July. I was not young. And I thought I was going to die in the first 10 minutes. And I had to stop, stretch my legs a little bit more, drink some water. And then I was like, all right, I just gotta do it. What am I gonna do?
That's a great warm up.
And so, powered through, and that's the most stairs that I have ever done. It was super cool to be doing it in Notre Dame Stadium, but it was hard work. So I today was down at the track, walking the track, and there were girls doing the stairs there, and I thought, okay, next time that'll be me. If I can do the Notre Dame Stadium, I can do the Perry Meridian.
There you go. Up and down Perry Meridian steps. Those steps, sometimes in the stadium, the steps are a solid, a certain height, 8 inches every time. But sometimes they got that 4-inch or 8-inch, and it alternates. You gotta pay attention. You'd be eating some concrete. There was one time at Ball State I was injured. I had my arm in a sling, and the conditioning coach, weight and conditioning coaches, he had me climb the bench, so they're wooden benches. So just climb the steps. So I'm not up the steps. I was just basically taking one big step onto each bench all the way up and down, and working your way down. I mean, that you don't need to be running for it to, but you don't need to be running for it to be effective. So start off walking if you have to.
Absolutely. All right, I'm looking forward to that one because, like I said, I was out there tonight because it was beautiful, 65 degrees.
Oh yeah,
perfect weather, and I'm hoping that maybe it's gonna stay like this. Somehow, I don't think so, but I'm gonna hope so, and I'll be out there doing that Wednesday night if it's nice enough.
All right, how about a little Olympic preview?
I'm excited. We haven't talked about this in a while.
What do you got?
Well, we're about 150 days away, depending on what day this airs. We're talking the Olympic medal predictions.
Oh, yes.
So, every year, you guys ever remember the McDonald's medal?
No.
McDonald's medal?
The McDonald's medal game. So, if you bought a large pop or a French fry, you got a I don't know, a little
medal?
pull tab.
Yeah, just like Monopoly. Try to get you to come back and buy some more fries. Yeah.
Right. And you get a sport on there, and then if the U.S. medaled in that sport, you got either a French fry or...
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember that.
That was fun.
Forgot about that.
Right now, if you're getting you a Big Mac and you're trying to peel off one of those, you got pretty good odds that the U.S. is going to win some medals for you.
I think so.
Right now, I'm looking at a little table here put out there, and it shows what the U.S. is, or it shows what every country is going to do as far as medal counts and who the leaders are. And right now, they have the U.S. winning 129 medals. That's gold, silver, and bronze.
Dominating.
Next closest they have is China with 85. After that, Great Britain's got 64. 56, and France, the host country, is looking at 53 medals. Now, the interesting thing I noticed on here was when you just talk gold medals.
Mm-hmm.
U.S. is favored to win 37. China's in second with 35. Next is France, who's fifth place in overall medals, but they're on pace to get 26 gold medals this year.
Yeah, which would be third.
Which would be third.
In Bill's world, they should be third then.
Well, look. Okay, just look in my world. I had that comment about wrestling, but look, you got the United States and China, and I'm looking at the chart, so it's kind of cheating, but they got United States have 46 bronze and China 22. When does a percentage of athletes medaling come into play? Because if every single one of China's all get a bronze or better, and United States or your wrestling team with 79 people all come in 8th place, congratulations. But all of my 7 ended up in second or first. A percentage should come into play into these team sports. I don't
would
think
agree.
there's any other way to do it than the way they do it. So it's not like I'm gonna knock
You're not
down
gonna
doors on
change-
this, but if
You're not
if
changing
you're
the rules of wrestling.
no, of course not. But if you're France and you've got 26 golds, and yeah, great job, way to represent.
I do agree with the sentiment that if I have a 50% more people in this participating, I'm obviously probably going to get more medals than you are.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty
there
sure.
should be some kind of
I'm
but I don't know.
pretty sure that Carmel is going to be in the state championship with swimmers because they've got I don't know how many swimmers are on the team compared to John Adams' swimming team. I'm just saying.
Fair.
This is a fair assessment. Well, also, do we really rank? I mean, we don't really, in the long run, say that this country. I mean, we might, as Americans, say, "Well, we won that because we got the most medals." But
Yeah, well, all we have to do is win basketball, and we'll be happy. If we don't win in basketball, none of it matters unless we get a 100-meter record.
I don't know, man.
That's not to me. That's like to America in general. I'm pretty sure.
I'm kind of interested in how we do in breaking.
Oh, we're gonna
very
sweep.
interested.
We're gonna sweep breaking. We're gonna sweep gold, silver, and bronze.
do they
That would
still
be
do
awesome.
the decathlon?
Yes. Remember Dan and Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but you haven't heard
Dave.
much about it
Ni-
since Dan and Dave.
Might have been 96.
It was easily 94 to 96. I'm gonna guess 94 because he was on Seinfeld.
I don't think they split the summer and the winter
those dudes.
that early. I think it was 92, 96, 2000, etc. before they split it off every other.
All right. So the
So
trivia
check.
question on the fly here. Name the 10 events in the decathlon.
That's the trivia question all along.
No. I threw that. I changed it. That's
Shot
1.
put.
Javelin. 2.
High jump,
3.
long
Discus.
jump.
Long jump. 4. Discus. 5. Halfway there.
The 100-meter.
100 meter. 6.
Is there a long run as well?
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Longer.
what the length is.
Yeah. Do you want to?
I'm gonna
400?
guess. I'm gonna guess it's the 800.
All right. So we'll give you the 400 for 7. 800 is wrong.
Okay, it's fine. 1600.
1500. I'll give that to you. So that's 8. You need 2 more.
Whoa. Okay. Okay, let's think.
Pole vault. Pole vault.
Did we
Pole
already
vault.
say that?
9.
Pole vault.
You got 1 more.
So basically all the track and field events. Did we say high jump?
We said high,
did.
long, pole vault.
High, long, pole vault,
First one
discus,
you
shot
said was
put.
Javelin.
Shot
Oh,
put.
you just got it.
The shotty.
No, discus.
Ooh,
Discus
All right.
is 10.
congrats, Liz. Good job. We
Well,
went
so
back and
all-
forth and got all
basically-
10.
Basically all the track and field events.
Now, look, I've been to a
Basically
couple.
all of them.
I just think at a level that you're not already dominating, like regional state finalists, they should just make everybody do everything. I think it would
Yeah,
make the
that
track
would be awesome.
the track meet would go a lot faster, and everyone would have experienced it, and you might find out you're an awesome pole vaulter.
Right,
So
you don't
there
know
is-
these. You don't know that until you try.
There is such a thing as the 1 hour decathlon. Special type of decathlon in which athletes have to start the last of 10 events, the 15 meter, within 60 minutes of the start of the first event. So you don't have to be done with it, but you have to start the 1500 meter run. And my man, Robert Zmilk, scored 7,897 points in 1992. He's the world record holder.
Robert Svilk just scored another point.
Yes, from Czechoslovakia.
Spilk. I think that sounds fun to do the decathlon. I mean, like we should just do it. We
I've
might
got-
suck.
I've got no
It'll take
problems.
us longer than an hour.
I've also
They do
got
it over 2 days.
I've got no problem with it being within an hour, maybe within 2 hours, just for logistics. But yeah, do it. That's part of the stamina. It's part of the game.
Right. You're saying
Decathlon's
they
over
do
2
the
days.
decathlon over 2 days?
Yep. So day one, they do 5 events and then 5 events the second day.
Interesting.
I can't wait for Joe's, the Schmo's, pros, Olympic efforts out of them.
Joe's and Schmo's against the pros. For all you who may not know, we're talking about replicating all Olympic events in these aged bodies out on the field, just seeing what we can do.
And we will be sharing our videos with you so you can laugh at us, but we're going to get better, smarter, stronger while we do it. And you can laugh at us. That's fine. What does an average person look like doing the event, and then compare us to these extreme athletes? It's going to be amazing. Hey, guys.
Great. Just keep settling it on the field. Keep dominating.
Talk about it. Be about it.
Watching this episode of Settle on the Field. To learn more, visit our website at settledonthefield.com. Please follow Settle on the Field at Instagram, X, Facebook, and make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube.